In today's video, I will be sharing with you how to paint this sunset on the lake. Remember, this is a real-time step-by-step tutorial, so if you have a question, please feel free to leave a comment in the section area and I will check here and there. So while we don't start, grab your paints and let's start diving. If you're here, I would love to hear from you. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to find the horizon and just a barely sketch just to set the things that I'm going to be painting. For this, I'm going to be using, this is a watercolor color pencil, and when you will be like adding water and the paint is going to be like disappear, so I'm not worried about it. So I'm planning that my horizon is going to be kind of here. So for this, the thing I like to do is flip my canvas just for a second, and using my pinky as my ruler, there you go, this is a straight line. So this is going to be my horizon, and I just want to check that it's a straight line. There you go. And you can decide if you want to have more lake or you want to have more sky. It doesn't matter, whatever works good for you, it's fine for me as well. So then we're going to have here some grass with weeds, and then here we're going to have the sunset. For the sunset, I have this tape, washi tape, that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to be marking my sunset. It's going to be more into my left. That's going to be my sun, that is going to be a sunset. And then I'm going to have here some goose. You know how the goose, the weights are going to be like this big, something like this. So we need to be careful where we place the birds. So I was planning something to make it like you have this part is already like the area of the right side of your canvas has something, then the sun is not going to be that heavy because this part is going to be more like a silhouette. So I think it's good to have it not in the middle. This is going to be my middle, but more this part. So I'm going to, we can play it the V, or we can do just a line. In this case, I think I'm going to just do a line. So the goose are going to be flying this way. So this is the idea. Hi Jill, thank you for coming. Okay, so where we don't start, this is the main idea. I'm going to be sharing with you the brushes as the way I'm going to be using it. So to start, I'm going to be painting the background of the sky, and for that I'm going to be using my filbert, a big filbert, and to make it smooth and the transition of the color, I'm going to be using this matte. And remember, this matte needs to be dry as is better to be able to blend the colors. Okay, so I'm going to start by applying in my palette some colors. The first color I'm going to have is my cadmium yellow. Then I want to have some orange, and for the orange I'm going to grab my red, that this is my primary red, with a little bit of yellow. So the red need to be like a little bit. And more yellow. Okay, then I want to have a pink, and for the pink I have this pink that I really like. It's light magenta. And then I want to grab a straight red. And then I want to have some blue. So for the blue, I have my cobalt blue. and also the cobalt blue, we're going to be using it in the water. And the last one is going to be the purple with white to make this light purple. So a little bit of purple, we don't need too much, and we need the white. I love when I need to open a new paint. So I have my slow dry medium, so I'm going to add a little drop into the paint. Okay, and now I'm going to mix it. So I have this like regular brush that I use. Okay, we have our colors just for the background. Okay, so I'm going to start with my filbert, and I'm going to start by applying the yellow. So this time the yellow is going to be in the top. And this is a small canvas, it's 8 by 11. But I think it's better when you use a little bigger canvas, like that you will feel more like you have enough space. Then I'm going to jump to my light orange, and look how I do the crosses. And in this part I am not worried to blend the colors perfectly, because that's why I'm going to be using the mop. Okay, now my dark orange. So in this part with the dark orange, I can just go like an a V, like this. And then I'm going to jump to my pink. If you want to paint your canvas before start adding the colors, I recommend you better, because it's easier when you have the canvas, I don't know, with a light gray or light blue, than a straight white. Sometimes the white is a little hard to cover. Then I'm going to grab the purple. So in this point, I'm going to wash my brush. Hi, Jenny. So I'm drying the excess of the water as much as I can, and I'm doing the crosses. The last color now is going to be the blue. Going to clean my brush again. So let me know if the volume is fine. And I'm going to go around my sun. Okay? So now it's time to use the mop. So I'm going to start doing a little circle. I'm going to start with the orange. And I'm not pushing too much the bristle, because look at this. Doing very soft, you're going to peel the color, okay? And I'm going to start doing my little circles, and now I'm going to start touching the orange. Go back and forth as you need to blend the orange with the yellow. Now I'm moving down to the pink. So I'm going to spend a little more time in this part, because I want to have a very soft blending. So back and forth. And if you need to clean your brush, do not use water now, okay? So when this part is good, so I'm going to do is in a little piece of fabric or chicken towel or whatever you're using, just try to clean as much as you can. And now I'm going to start blending the purple. I have a little, okay, here. And then I'm going to go to the blue. And it's okay if you go a little bit into the lake and into the sun, because we want to be blending this very good. So do not push the brush hard, okay? So see, now I'm going to clean it again, because this transition, I don't like it. So we need to work this transition. Yes, the sky is on fire. So now I'm blending it, this part, and in this point I'm going to the side, because I don't want to look this muddy. I'm going to grab with the same brush a little bit of the pink, and I'm going to clean, like give a little like touches into my canvas and bring the pink into the palette, and bring the pink into the canvas. I'm going to clean again the brush, grab more pink, and now what I'm doing is the pink, I am barely touching the pink, or like pushing the pink into the canvas, because I want to have the pink. As a transition with the orange and the blue, you know that those two colors, when they meet, you have a chance to make brown. So that's why we need to be careful with the blue, but we need the blue at the same time, you know. So I'm going to grab orange, and I'm going to move to the yellow. So I'm going to clean my brush, and I'm going to grab more yellow, okay, and we are going to leave alone this part, because it starts drying, and if you keep working and working, then you're going to start peeling the color, okay? So it's okay to leave it alone, and we can come back later, okay? So now what we're going to do is I'm going to work the water. So for the water, let me put my brush into the bucket, my light blue here, add more of my cobalt blue, and I need to add more yellow, and now it's time to add more white, and I'm going to go back with my filbert. So I know here we have plants, so I don't need to cover all this part, but I'm going to go a little bit inside, okay? So first I'm gonna add white, If my sun is going to be here, so I'm going to start by adding some white here, some strokes here. Remember, you can use the slow dry medium to make the drying process slow. Then I'm going to grab yellow, and the strokes are going to be left to right, and I'm going to go a little bit inside where the white is, both sizes. I'm going to grab a little more white, and in the middle, I'm going to go back and forth in the middle with the white. Okay. And I'm going to grab a little bit of the light orange, just a little bit. I'm going to clean my brush because I want to have that light orange with white. A little bit more white. A little bit more white. And I'm adding white because remember, orange with blue is a muddy color, so I'm trying to put down the orange as much as I can, but I want to show it, you know. And here I'm going to add some, like, I want to say no mountains, but bushes. Okay, now I'm going to clean my brush, and I'm going to grab the light blue first with a little bit of water that is already in my brush. So it's going to be in these two parts. I'm going to clean my brush and start moving the blue. Here we can add a little bit of the cobalt blue. And I want to cover very well the white of the canvas. You can be using a flat brush as well. Here we use crosses or X. Here in the first part we're using just like lines left to right. Going to use a little bit of water just to move this blue, and here, as I told you, you can leave it like that, so it's fine. A little bit of the cobalt blue as well. I'm going to clean my brush. Let's clean it better. Take out the excess of the water. And keep blending the colors. I'm going to clean my brush, grab again white, and now it's a good time to change my brush. So I'm going to still going with my filbert, but this time it's going to be number 8. I'm going to grab the white again, and I want you to see how I rock, like move my brush. I'm doing this movement like a U, like this. Now it's not left to right, it's like a U. A little more white, and we're going to keep moving the brush. And the idea, guys, and I want to show you how it looks here. You are doing this, so you're doing this, and then you're going to start on the right side, and you're going to be moving. This is the way, guys, we paint the waves. Okay, let's go back. And need to be very small, light strokes. Because you don't want to have like a long, well, you can have long waves. Let me check on you. Okay. Tiny strokes. I call it rocking the brush. In the blue area, you're going to see it better, the strokes. And we're going to come back later and add a very bright yellow reflection in this part. So I'm going to grab a little bit of the blue, and my brush has already light blue, okay? With this technique, you can control more the amount of colors of the blue and the white that you want to use in the lake. And as this part of the yellow is already dry, so it's good because it's not blended. Okay, so a little bit of the cobalt blue. Just a little bit here in the right side of the curve. This part. Okay, so the grass is going to be covering some parts, so we're good. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to be using my angle brush, okay, and I'm going to be using a little bit of black color. So I'm going to wet my brush, grab a little bit of the black. I'm going to flip a little bit my canvas just to be able to reach it, and I'm going to be adding a line, and I'm going to stop where the sun is, and again I'm going to clean my brush with no water, just with the like fabric that you're using, and with the rest of the color just I'm going to add like a light medium gray. Okay, so now I'm going to move to a number 3. I'm going to grab black, and I'm going to create like a, it's not mountain, it's less than a hill. In both sizes. It can be like the shape, you know, of trees or a hill. Going to clean my brush, and I'm going to add the same, a little like less higher. So you will see the difference of the colors. Okay, let me just grab more. Put it back. I'm going to dry this part to add the yellow and the sun, okay? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to change my brush again for the small filter. And first I'm going to grab some white. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding white into the circle first. It's not circle, it's like this part of the sun, okay? And then I'm going to grab the yellow I'm going to clean the excess of the paint in my towel, and I'm going to be blending the white with this yellow. I'm going to clean again the brush, and I'm going to start like moving the belly of my brush where the black or gray was, like this. I'm going to clean my brush, and I'm going to go a little outside, to start moving outside the sun. Grab a little bit more of the yellow. With the tip of my brush. The yellow is a transparent color, so if we use it like slow and little amount, we can spread the color into the canvas. If you notice, I'm going a little bit inside of the lake. I'm going to clean my brush, and the bristles are a little with water, so I'm going to move this color out. A little bit of water. Clean my brush. So in this part, I'm going to go not in the top of the hills, but outside. So here is in the top, here is outside, and we can revisit the black later. So that's what we're going to do. Same this part. A little bit of the water. We have a little hair here. And the idea is to blend this yellow into the background. I'm going to grab a little bit of the white. And the center of the sun is like this yellow but whitish. So this part is important because you need to go and add a little white in the top of the bushes of the trees. They're like a trees. Like this. Then you need to clean your brush. And very soft. I'm going to do some tappings. Okay. I'm going to grab a little bit of the yellow, and I'm going to do the rocking. In the middle. I'm going to clean my brush and grab a little bit of the white. Just to make the transition better. A little bit of the yellow was missing here. A little bit of the white again. Now I want you guys to grab a little bit of the orange, but with more water than paint, the light orange that we had before. And now I'm going to add a little bit, some strokes besides the yellow. I'm going to clean my brush and grab it again white. And soft these lines because I want to have a better transition. Okay. Grab some water, grab a little bit of the yellow, make this soup. Very transparent. It's more water than paint. We're glazing. That's what we're doing now, glazing. Okay, again, grab more paint, more water, and now I'm going to change my brush for the big one. For the big filbert. I'm going to do this. And I'm glazing the background. We need to wait this to get dry to add that glaze there. And we can come back with the black and define better our trees. But this is the reflection of the sunset all around. Okay, so we're going to leave this alone before coming back and work more with the sun. But now with the round brush, we can revisit the trees that we have here, because this painting is about silhouette until here. We don't want to revisit this part, okay? Okay, there you go. So now we are going to introduce a new color that is going to be a brown color that we're going to use. Sorry, my chair is making so much noise. So we're going to be using the burnt sienna. I'm going to grab my medium filbert, the number 8. I'm going to wet my brush, grab a little bit of the burnt sienna, and I'm going to start applying the burnt sienna here in this corner. Then with the tip of your brush, I'm going to grab now a little bit of the black, and then I'm going to change to my liner. We can use a liner or we can use a fan brush, whatever works good for you. We're going to be using first the liner. So with the liner, I'm going to grab black and brown and I'm going to start just adding some grasses. These are like the background grasses. That's why I'm mixing with the brown, because I want to have the black and the brown showing up. A little bit of water. And let's paint it all directions, you know, not just one from right to left. Okay, so now I'm going to grab just the black. Still using just my liner. And we're going to add the long one. Just black. We need to remember, here are our birds, so we need to be careful to protect that area. So here is where you need to have fun, adding all these type of different sizes of the grass. and some of them like they get together, so it's like a darker area, and then brown. Here just black. Then we're going to add some like highlights in white. So I'm trying to go in the front where the brown is, but at the same time I don't want to cover the whole brown grasses, you know. And remember, we need to have like movement, so this grass go down. Ding. Don't just pull in the black from the bottom. And again, you can be using your fan brush if you want. A little more water to my black. And then we are going to add like seeds of little leaves into some of the branches, so I will show you in 1 second. Okay, we can come back later and keep adding this type of branches, but now I want to add some of the black leaves, so same with my small round brush. I'm going to start by adding some leaves, the same in the same color, black. Okay, so for the leaves are going to be 1, 2, 3, and another one, and we need to like attach to the area where the stem is, so And some of them, let me show you, just push and release. So the important part here is that if you add one little leaf, then attach it into the stem. Okay, so here and you know I want to have another one. Let me just go back to my liner because I want to have a couple like very close to the sun, like very close to the sun, like this. Okay, so let's go back and I'm going to add some leaves, and then this one I'm going to add yellow, reflection of yellow as well here. This part it can be a time consuming, so just take your time. So most of the time these leaves are with three strokes, 1 2 3, and a little line that connect to the main stem. So we need to keep adding. And these one are more like regular leaves. So I need to keep adding and adding and adding. good thing is that these leaves, like, you can add like different sizes, different directions, so there is no wrong way. And you can add like clumps, like, let's do this. See? Just by connecting the leaves with the stems, you're going to start like making sense of what's going on here. Okay, let's add another one here. 1, 2, 3, and connect it. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. Then one here in the middle. I'm using just the tip of my brush. Water to my black, and I want to correct these lines. And let's paint this long one. You can even first paint the leaves, and then we can connect it into the stem. Wherever your eye get trapped, add a leaf. That's what I do. That's why you see me working here, and then I move here, and then I go back. Even if this part is black, I like to add leaves because I feel that as soon as it gets dry, you can maybe see a little outline. Another way is just to tap like this. Just the leaves are going to be more rounded, but you know, there is another way. So this is a happy painting with so many different types of leaves. So let's add some circles here. Tap, tap, tap. Just touch, touch. And then between the branches you need to add some circles or leaves, because the idea is that there are more leaves there, so you don't have to have lines here and leaves here. So go back and forth, okay? We're going to revisit all of them and then to see if we need to connect some of them. It was too big this, so I'm going to add more leaves. Another way to do it is if you put your canvas facing you, then you're going to be able to see what you're missing. I'm going to add more black to my palette. A little bit of water. Sorry for the noise. And keep adding some more shadows. One mistake that I remember I used to do when I start painting is to not put attention in this part of the shadows when I was doing like silhouette. Here I can see a little bit of the brown, so I'm going to add some leaves as well, and even I can add some lines. More water. Here I'm just going to go inside and add some dots. Now because it's silhouette and it's in black, we're not going to pay attention what we're doing. Okay, so now I'm going to use my liner just to connect some of the leaves that I didn't make. So I'm going to use a little bit of water and to the black. I'm going to move a little bit paint. So here I'm just trying to see where I was missing. A little bit more water. Checking. Okay, it looks like we have it. Just I'm going to add a little tiny dots, and these ones that are very important because they're part of the reflection that the sun is giving to them. So a little dots. Okay, so now I'm going to check the sun. So I'm washing my brush. Okay, so I can grab a little bit of the white, and we can even use, guess what? Yes, our finger. going to grab yellow. Do with a little bit my finger. And this we're going to be adding a little bit as well. I wet my finger just to move a little bit. Let's grab a little bit of the yellow. A little bit of the white. So I need to add a little bit of this yellow in some of the leaves because of the reflection. So as a good artist, you can use your finger, your brush. Let's use the brush. Some areas here the reflection is coming out through the black. Okay, with a little bit of the yellow, I want you to touch a little bit this left areas of these leaves. It's like a little dot, but just to the left ones. Okay. So now we need to paint the birds. Okay. So for that, I have my paper close to me. We're going to need the black and your thin brush again. And I'm going to put like close to me the canvas, and I want to move a little bit this part too. So the first one that we're going to do, sorry, I'm moving the microphone. Let me just change the position of the microphone. Give me 1 second. Okay, so what I'm going to do is they're going to be like going that way, okay? So the first one I'm going to place is going to be here. Yes, here. So the little face, then the body. And you know, I'm going to do a zoom in for you to be able to see it better. Okay, remember we're going to just to be using black with a thin brush, okay? Then the belly, and then the tail is first pointed, and then it's a little long, something like this, and little dot in the top, and the first wing, and some of the feathers, and the second wing, and then connect it. Okay, the second goose is going to go a little upper, the little head, the peak, and then the long neck, and we're going to go until the tail. Now I'm going to add a little bit of the body, and a wing. Here we have a little bit of the another wing, just barely. So the next one, I'm loading my brush each time, okay? Okay, the next one is going to be here, the little head, and then the neck. And from here, a little bit part of the body that is going to be helping us to pull the first wing. And then the tail. And then the second wing is going to be in front. And then we need to connect it here. Here we can even add longer this wing. Okay. Okay, the next one, I'm going to put it more here. So it's going to be again the little head, the neck, the little peak neck, and then the body, and one wing, and the second wing. One, two, three, four. Remember, we need always to think in odd numbers, right? So the last one is going to be here, the little head, a peak, and then the neck, in the body. And then one wing. And another wing. Okay, so we have our 5 goods. Let me zoom out. And let's revisit the painting. We're going to be adding some white highlights into the black. Okay, so let me clean my brush, and then we're going to be adding as well some white into the birds, but we need to wait this part to get dry. So we have here our white, and what we're going to do is just to add more water than paint, and I want you to pick some lines and start adding some white lines like this. Remember that we have leaves here, right? So water, as this paint has more water than paint, it's going to dry very opaque. Here is important the highlights. Remember all directions. Okay, and let's add a little highlight in the belly and a little bit in the face. Here a little bit in the wing. Just a little highlights. We don't need to be super crazy. Okay. Okay. The last part that we're going to be doing is with your flat brush. Grab a little bit of your orange, and we're going to be adding a little bit of highlights in orange that will reflect the sky into the water. These brush strokes are the last to complete this painting. That's all for today. I hope you like it and enjoyed this process. See you next time. Bye bye.